So anyways, I'm discussing rollovers just because, bulk of my, you have to have a balanced business in this, in this business. And remember, we talk about buying term and investing the difference, right? It's a complete disservice if you're getting a client in a term policy and you can't help them with investments. Now, right now you have your uplines if you don't have a securities license to help you with that, okay? And I just wanna show you some stats. First of all, from November 2022 to 2023, these are my stats, okay? I have securities volumes over $3.1 million for 1 year, okay? I have generated over almost $74,000 of cash flow of the 182, okay? And I still have 393,000 submitted for rollovers this month that haven't hit yet, okay? We're still waiting on the funds, okay? But I do want to emphasize this statistic. As of May of 2023, do you know there's about $1.65 trillion in old 401k, 403b plans? Okay, and this is concerning. 29.2 million accounts have been left behind and forgotten.
Wow.
That's a lot of money. We gotta find them. That's a lot of money, guys. A lot of money. Okay? Usually, when clients leave their jobs, there's only several options, right? They can keep it where it is, okay? They can roll it over to their current employer if they have one, or roll it over to a brokerage. Hello, that's us, okay? Or withdraw, take a distribution. Obviously, when they take a distribution, they're going to have to suffer not only a 10% penalty, but they're also going to get taxed. And that money serves as income for that year as well, right? So what is the best option? In my opinion, it's rolling it over to a brokerage, right? Why? Number one, you have the same tax advantages anyways. And by the way, when you say rolling it over, you're taking it from an old, right, which grew tax deferred, to another type of account that grows tax deferred. So whenever you do a rollover, there are no taxable consequences. That account can continue to grow tax deferred. They're not gonna get penalized, they're not gonna pay taxes, right? But it is a lot of work, okay? So you're gonna have the same tax advantages anyways. And this, I think, is probably the most important. We have multiple options, different products, just with different clients' needs, okay? We have, with the way, annuities have revolutionized, as Samir said, right? We have products there that could, still perform well, right? Give you principal protection, downside protection, and we even have products that at a negative, it can make it into a positive. At no cost to the client. We have absolutely lots of mutual fund companies that we work with. Okay, so when you are in with an old employer, you typically, right, ironically, the way I got into the business, because I had rolled over 5 of my 401ks with Samir, I never looked at it until 4 years later. And when I saw that it grew with me literally sleeping, right, 4 years, I said, Samir, can you help me log in? And he had been following up with me every year, and I just was like, it's okay. But it was a pleasant surprise to find out that literally my money and my husband's money was growing while we were fast asleep every night, okay? Maybe that's not true, because I sleep late. All right, so, basically, for me, that's what got me into the business. So, with my old 401ks, it was just sitting there. I didn't even know what that allocation was. That's how ignorant I was, right? And, but now I know that when I look at 401k plans, the typical amount of options that they have to choose from is about 30. That's the average. Every now and then I'll see some that have 50. But we have mutual fund companies that have we offer over 100. The American funds alone, we offer 62 mutual funds. Okay, and we have different companies that we can choose from. The other good thing about it is owning that account on your own. You don't have your company's name on it anymore, the old company. Because what happens when a company goes out of business? What happens to the money?
Lost, frozen.
It's frozen, right? You're not gonna be able to access that until they figure out where that's gonna go to. It's not gonna be lost, it's just gonna be, in limbo. You might have a period where you can't even access your money, okay? And of course, I think very important also is you have that personal, customer service care. My clients know that they can call me after 5 p.m. They can call me at 1 a.m., right? If I'm awake, I'll respond, okay? And remember, I'm licensed in 35 states, so, I have clients from California, okay? And I've had clients where they call me and say, Sheila, I need to withdraw money. Do they have to call a 1-800 number, be put on hold and transfer to different people telling them two different, different things? We take care of that, okay? And what about when the market goes down? What do people do when the market goes down? They panic. And what is the dumbest thing to do when the market goes down? Guess what? People do it all the time. And this is what I love it when Samir says, we can navigate the terrain with our clients. It can be a very, very expensive mistake when they don't have somebody to talk to. Life-changing. That's how bad. And I know this because I track my accounts like a hawk. And I take pictures even when it went down and how it recovered. And I'm telling you, I'm glad I did. Okay.
What's an example? I know you have some really big clients. What are some mental images you have of like an example of someone's product or their account value 2022 and then where it is now? Or do you have any examples of that mentally that you can think of?
Well, for the COVID one, for 2022, I have, like I say, he had about, this was COVID, right? He had like 300 something thousand, $320,000 in his account, okay? And went through COVID, went through 2022, right? And guess what? Most recently, it's now at 640. Okay, and we just looked the other day. I'm not gonna say who it is. I have another client who invested $879,000 right before COVID. It went down to $779,000 after COVID. But remember, this has principal protection. So even if something had happened to her during COVID, the family would still have gotten $879,000, no matter what, because it had that principal protection. Now, I looked at and in 2020, and then it went back up, right? And 2022 went back down, but right now it's worth 1.230 million. I've only had it for 4 years. Right? She's made over $300,000. I got paid $16,000. Is she gonna be happy, or is she gonna be sad? I'm happy, she's happy, no cost to her, everybody happy. Freaking cash value, you put your money in these stupid cash value policies, what happens? They always lose. Always lose. Okay? So what are the typical situations that clients are in? Number one, a lot of people have multiple old retirement plans. Because what happens, people tend to move from one job to the next because they find better benefits, they find better pay, they find the flexibility. That was me. I had 5 sitting in old 401ks, and he helped me. He was like, hey, why don't you put everything together? I'm like, okay, how do I do that? I had no clue. I had no clue, okay? And this is typical, okay? Clients don't have time to do anything. Everybody's so busy. Some of them pretend to be busy, but they're not really busy. Some are just lazy, right? But we like those people. Why? Because when they see that you're doing work for them, that means that's very priceless to them. You find a lot, you provide value and substance, okay? Some people don't even know where to go, okay? Or, in other cases, some people go to the wrong person. Yeah. Have you seen that class action suit with the pension plans being transferred to IULs? Oh, oh yeah. What? Look it up, okay? In the wrong product, okay? Some people, the ones that I've talked to, they don't even know that their money is just sitting in cash. We've had that client, one of my first investment clients, thank God for Samir, he had it in, with Charles Schwab. was in there for 9 years, sitting in a freaking money market for old 401k. 2.9% of interest is what it made over 9 years. Okay? People are scared because they think they're gonna have to pay taxes if they move it. They don't want, because remember, most people are ignorant, myself included. Okay, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's what we're there for. Okay. Sometimes it's just lost in translation. Okay, so this is typical of the clients that I've been sitting with, and I've had clients where they even have their name as when they were still single, and they're married now, right? And what I do is I help them log in, create their accounts, you know, so that they can see where they are. I can look at the allocations, and at the same time give them options. Okay, we have to do the complete service to our clients, right? All right, and what I usually offer, I do a lot of these seminars. I actually have one coming up, but I do retirement solutions seminar with Samir. I do it every other month. I do invest money because I provide food, but you know what's the most important thing? You provide a lot of substance, a lot of good nuggets, right? When you provide quality to your clients, they're gonna come to you and they're gonna give you referrals. Okay? Does anybody complain if they see that they're making money? No. I'm never gonna complain about that. Okay? And I do one-on-one appointments, right? When I have clients that are, you know, they're usually like my age or older, I'm old. They do like that in person, okay? Sometimes I offer several, right? I'll do like maybe start with a Zoom, then I meet in person, right? Whatever they want, I give, okay? And I think when they see you taking time to explain and go over stuff that they were probably not privy to, that you provide value, okay, to your clients. Now, why will clients do business with you? Number one is transparency. Don't you hate it when nobody tells you about the fees, like the IULs? Damn, keep that. They never talk about fees. Compliance-wise, we have to. We have to. It's a no-brainer. We have to talk about everything. We have to fully disclose what they need to know. Okay? Genuine care. You know, you guys know that you can't fake this. That's why it's called genuine care. Like if they can see and they can feel that you really genuinely care for them, they're gonna do business with you, and they, like I said, they're gonna keep giving you referrals. Okay? You really have to do a great assessment of the client situation. Basic principles of investing is never gonna change, but, okay, every person is gonna be different. Their needs are gonna be different. Suitability is gonna be different, okay? So you gotta focus always on investments. What are the three main things that we have to focus on? Time frame, objective, and their tolerance for risk. If somebody says, Sheila, this money's for my retirement, okay, how old are you? Oh, I'm 48. Okay, when do you plan to retire? 65? All right, you got 17 years. Objective, oh, Sheila, this is my retirement. Okay, my retirement. What's your, and also, what's your risk tolerance? Are you the type of person that if you see 100,000 right now, you give it to me, and like 2 years later, it's only 90,000, are you gonna give me a nasty phone call? That's usually what I tell my clients. But typically, right, even before I get there, I've explained to them how the bear and the bull markets, right? When the market goes up, the market goes down, and so forth and so on. And usually, because I've already educated them, they'll probably say, oh, no, I'm not educated. Okay, but those are important things that, you know, that you have to consider before even, presenting products, because it has to be suitable to that. And don't be forceful. Don't you hate it when people are trying to force you to do something? Sign up right now. And this is why I struggle sometimes with my life insurance business, because we're always being compared to the other companies, and they think we're all the same, and we're not. You're not. If everybody tells me, and also it's important that you be an example. If you're not investing, how are your clients gonna invest with you? Start at 50. If you can't afford it, start somewhere. I started literally at 200 a month. That's all I could afford. And after that, I only had $3 in my bank account. I didn't have an emergency fund. I was a young mom. I was only 23, and my husband was 21, and he didn't even have a job. He was still in school. You know what? Everything, you can always overcome anything if you put your heart and your mind into it, and you actually do what you need to do, right? And thank God we made those smart choices early on. I've never stopped investing since I was 23, never. Right? And you have to spend as much time as you need to spend with them. You got to. Don't treat your clients like a transaction. Never treat them like a transaction. And matter of fact, it's funny because I've already gotten a lot of phone calls right now for wanting to meet with me all about securities after the holidays. I mean, I'm talking about millions. Any questions?
There's a securities trade.
Oh.
Napa Valley, securities trade.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.